Good afternoon, Western Washington, and happy Sunday. I'm Matthew Fab with Western Washington Weather, and today we're going to take a look at the forecast for the next few days as a stormy pattern moves in and as we see a major shift in our overall weather conditions. So we're starting here with the UW satellite. As you can see, there have been some high clouds streaming across Western Washington today, and if you can notice, these high clouds do keep moving in here off the coast, and that could potentially limit the viewing of the comet across Western Washington. We'll talk about that here in a moment. But there has been a comet that's been visible across the world in the western sky as the sun is setting over the past few days. And as you can see, here is a picture of that comet. I got it yesterday. This is in Federal Way, looking just to the southwest there. You can see the comet and the dust trail. This is known as Comet C 2023. Atlas is its name, and you can see it was visible in the western sky last night, and it could be visible for some areas today, but that really does depend on the cloud cover, and if there are even just a veil of cirrus clouds, you won't be able to see this comet. So now let's take a look at the overall pattern here. You can see we've got this ridge moving out of the area today. That's bringing the nicer conditions, and you can see that starts to weaken by the time we get through Monday there, and is moving off to the east pretty quickly there. As we go into Tuesday, you can see this troughing is moving into Vancouver Island, and this is going to bring troughing through the next few days. This is all the way through Friday. You can see that troughing basically impacts us all week, and that is going to bring a few rounds of rain, and it'll definitely feel much more like fall. Temperatures will be much cooler, and we will even have mountain snow. So we're going to take a look at all of that here in the next few minutes. You can see a brief ridge builds there on Saturday, and then there is more troughing that looks to move in by the start of next week, but that is a little bit more uncertain at this point. So let's take a look at the precipitation forecast here. You can see as we go into early Monday morning, there is precipitation starting to move into Western Washington. By midday, it is raining across most of the state, and that continues into the evening. And you can see that by the time we get to early Tuesday or midday Tuesday there are still some showers hung up across the area, and a more robust system will move in by Wednesday. You can see another round of widespread rain lasting from Wednesday through Wednesday night into Thursday. Those showers continue, and then we start to dry out late Thursday. You have a mostly dry morning on Friday, but then another system looks to move into Vancouver Island, and that will also bring more rain to Western Washington all the way through the end of the day Saturday. And then we continue to have rain all the way through Sunday. And then for some places in the mountains, this will be mountain snow. So you can see that over the next week, it is likely to be raining or have some showers most of the time. So let's take a look at how these temperatures are going to respond to all these systems moving in and to this significant troughing. So here we're taking a look at today's highs. You can see areas from Seattle northward, very nice in the upper 60s to low 70s, and from Seattle southward, highs in the low to mid 70s, and then in the mid 60s on the coast there. And now if we take a look at tomorrow, you can see highs drop pretty substantially. You will notice it. Highs from Seattle northward drop to the low to mid 60s, and from Seattle south, highs drop to the mid to upper 60s. Some areas closer to the mountains will remain in the upper 60s there, and then the coast drops all the way to the low 60s. As we go into Tuesday, you'll really see those temperatures drop, highs dropping all the way to the upper 50s to low 60s for the entirety of Western Washington. And then you can see on Wednesday we continue dropping there with highs in the mid to upper 50s for the entire area. And take a look at the mountains. Some of the higher elevations are not going to be getting out of the 30s to low 40s, and that is going to bring some potential mountain snow. You can see there on Thursday it'll be even colder across the entire area, with some areas, especially Seattle northward, remaining in the low 50s, and areas from Seattle south in the low to mid 50s, and same on the coast. And take a look at the mountains. Many areas below freezing as their highs on Thursday as we start to have more snow coming into the area there, and it really won't impact too many of the mountain passes. Maybe Stevens Pass will get a couple of inches or so. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And then Friday you can see similar chilly temperatures continue, and we do start to warm up a little bit with that brief ridge on Saturday. Their highs likely reaching the mid to upper 60s, or the mid 50s to low 60s from Seattle north, and the low 60s from Seattle south, but that is looking pretty far into the future there. Let's take a look at precipitation totals here on the National Blend of Models. As we go through Monday, you can see that first system brings about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain. We go through all the way to Wednesday morning there. You can see 1/3 of an inch for most of the area, except the coast already has a 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches. And then the more robust systems move through Wednesday to Thursday and into Friday. We will stop this at Friday night here, and you can see this is the total rain for the entire week across western Washington, or the work week, I should say there. And you can see the lowlands get 1 to 1.5 inches of rain. The coast gets 2 to 2.5 inches, and the Cascades get 2.5 to 3 inches. And there is even more rain coming after this as well. And now if we take a look at that mountain snow, you can see we go through Monday, no snow there. Tuesday, though, there is some mountain snow, and then this is ending Wednesday night. And you can see some areas like Paradise could get up to 6 inches by Wednesday night, and Stevens Pass could get about an inch or so, and some areas in the North Cascades will be seeing snow. And then as we go through Thursday and into Friday, you can see that snow dramatically increases across the area here, with most of the mountains, especially above 4,000 feet or so, getting snow. This even shows an inch or so at Snoqualmie Pass, although that is probably subject to change. And you can see Paradise could potentially be over a foot, maybe 2 feet of snow by this weekend. So we will have to watch this closely, and we'll take a look at this in more detail over the next few days as these snow forecasts get closer and more in range. So now just one more forecast. We'll take a look at the European model's total rainfall all the way through the end of this week. And you can see there through the end of Friday there, the European model shows a similar forecast to the National Blended models that we looked at previously, except it does show more rain shadowing north and east of the Olympics there, with the lowlands generally getting 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches, and then up to 2 inches on the coast. Now let's take a look here at the reason the storm track is moving in here. You can see the jet stream is what we're looking at here, and this is the current of fast-moving air that brings weather systems with it, and you can see it's now over western Washington here this week, and that is the reason we will be getting storms. For the past few weeks, all the way back into September, it has mainly been aimed from Vancouver Island northward, and now it's being aimed closer to western Washington, and that will be bringing us our storms. And this is just a comparison here between the European model and the American model ensembles all the way through next Sunday. And you can see the consensus is it will be raining. The European model is significantly wetter, though, and it does have a higher resolution and better skill than the American model here. And then we want to take a look at this real quick. This is the trend in all of the runs of the European model over the last 3 or 4 days here. And as you can see, there is a very good trend in a lot of rain for the Seattle area here. This is for SeaTac, and you can see that by the end of the month, the European model was showing a total of about 3¼ inches of rain, and it's been pretty consistent with that total over the last few runs. So it's pretty safe to say that storm season is upon us and that a lot of rain is moving in. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and share these videos. It's the best way to help Western Washington weather grow as we finally enter storm season. Stay tuned, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.